The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Thursday, you are looking kind of live. Somewhere back there is, Ford Center. There it is, a little bit of light. Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. You're looking at Tostitos Plaza outside of that Ford Center, where there is kind of a big deal going on tonight.
Big deal.
Big deal. The ACM Awards are in town and at the Ford Center tonight. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And the screen's doing all kind of crazy things. It's lightning. It's starting to rain. It's going from like pitch black to brightness. It is raining, thunderstorms, according to the weather app. It's 73 degrees. And I don't know the highs and lows. They changed the weather app, so I don't know what's going on. So anyway, it feels good. There we go. The high is going to be 79. The low is going to be 67. And
he's Shannon. He's Nate. We got Chris tweaking and twisting back there in the back. I am Zaddy Kurt filling in for our man Jesse, who is educating today's youth. Together, we are the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak.
Hey, there we go. Man, lots to talk about. The schedule is out. Dak Prescott's price is going through the roof.
True.
We're using players in the wrong ways, and that's why they can't get on the field. All kind of good stuff, man.
All good.
Howard, first off, Nate, how do you feel? How's your physical well-being? How your knees doing?
Man, I am super great, man, and I like that players being used the wrong way. Brother, thank God somebody man enough in this media, coaching staff to say that. Thank you.
We will get into that in just a little bit. Hey, question about your physical well-being. Now that your knees are better, do different parts of you feel better? Like your back and your
Oh yeah, everything feel better, man. Easy. Yes, the drive is on, baby.
Yeah, so everything it kind of straightened everything out a little bit.
Yes, sir. Just everything is going in the right direction.
I heard you were out on the field last week with the rookies, kind of showing them some steps.
Nah, I didn't show them nothing, man, but I was watching them, man. And Greg Ellis is out there. I did not know.
I heard you were out there just
No,
getting into
man,
it a little bit.
Nah. I will. This, if I'm fortunate enough to go to the training camp, man, I'm gonna be out there with Coach Mike Salari, because he gonna need me with these two young new guys.
Now wait a minute, hang on. This is starting to make sense now. Nate gets double knees. Mm-hmm. He's out there with the rookies. He's talking about Coach Salari needing some help. Is there a kind of a mentor in the room?
Nah, I ain't no mentor, bro. I'm just gonna be saying, cheering, do it, brother. Double step, double tap, tap.
They need you to get in their face. Get on them.
No.
Come on now.
Lay some hands on some folks.
Bro, in today's society, I've said it once, I said it twice. That the Charles Haley theory does not work.
Yeah.
Even talking to Coach Zim, if y'all don't mind me.
Yeah.
I talked to Coach Zim this past. He's hardcore, but he understands that in this new generation, you have to be willing to explain. Now you can be forceful, but you got to be willing to explain to these kids why they need. When we was growing up, hey man, go get that whatever, go do this, run through that dummy, or run through that wall, and you just did it. Now you be like, okay, the reason we need for you to pick up this dummy is, you got to go into
this is the end result, and this is why you need to do it this way. Instead of you,
thank you.
You dumb MF, go over there and do this. Why? Because I told you to.
Yeah.
Do it twice.
Them days over with. So, but he, and I was talking to him like, Nate, I'm the same guy. I need for people to be responsible, do their jobs. People going to be put in place to do their jobs. And see, that is, I love Coach Quinn, and I always backed him. And I hate to jump, but Mazi, we drafted you at 320 pounds, 315 pounds. for you to go out and get down to 280 and try to be something that you're not, you know, put yourself at a disadvantage, you know. Now, maybe health-wise, maybe it was the best thing for you, but that ain't why they drafted you for the health-wise. We drafted you to stop things, to stop up holes and to eat up blocks, and that's who you are, brother. And when I went out to that little camp, I saw well-built defensive linemen, just the Rogers kid from Auburn.
Well built as in big.
Yeah, he big. He not sloppy. He not
Okay.
a bunch of rolls, fat rolls hanging off of him. He looks good. They had another kid, another big kid, Denzel Daxon. He looked. I mean, they looked like D tackles, thick, you know, robust, not overweight, not all out, been out of shape. But they're not first and second and third round picks. These are seventh and free agents. And you don't expect a great deal from them, but Mazi has to come on.
So why did they change it? Why did they try to change him? Just you're fitting a round peg into a square hole there?
They did not. When I talked to Coach Quinn, when they drafted him, I said, Coach, what is yours? What do you see this kid as? He's a first and second down guy, Nate. I want to play him. He looked me right in my eyes and say, I want to play him on first and second down. We need for him to stop the run.
And then that didn't happen, I guess.
Nah, you know, he told everybody how he like bending up grown men. In the second preseason game, we see he getting bent up. You know, for the first 8 games, he was getting bent up.
Mazi wouldn't have lost that weight on his own, would he?
He probably did.
You would think that they keep tabs on that stuff. They have a hydration.
Oh yeah, he got to weigh in. Yeah,
you would think that they would be like, all right, big fella,
right?
Like you lost 3 pounds. We need you to be in this range. You wouldn't think that they would just let him go that far down. And not say unless he couldn't help it. You know, unless they were just working him in the ground.
Yeah. No, they weren't working. Work, really? I just believe this right here. When you are drafted for a purpose, coaches will tell you, hey, man, this is what we expect from you. This is what we need from you. Now, your goals have to line up with that. You know, I want to be a great pass rusher. After you stop the run, you can be anything you want. And everybody that they drafted, defensive line-wise, is that type. Darrell Johnson, even the second-round pick, Marshawn Nealon, he is that type of guy. He's a heavy-handed guy that can force the run, and then you can become maybe not a great pass rusher, but you can become better than average. And a lot of guys that have come up under Coach Zim tutelage have become those type guys. You look back at Minnesota, you know, a few of those guys were pass rush guys, but they all had the bigger the game, the bigger the moment, stop that run.
Yeah.
So is there going to be another learning curve now for Mazi that he has to go through this season?
No, he shouldn't have to, man. I mean, you're a big 2-gap guy. Your strength should be back. Nah.
Grab this guy, and just push.
Yeah. The thing is, when you're a rookie, unless you are that guy, you know, it's a few guys that come into the league that got that above the neck and that physical ability. Everybody don't come with that. Some of them come with great physical ability, but they have to learn that game. Have to learn how to be a professional. Then some guys come with that makeup. Like, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to do. They ordered. They got everything in order. You know, and now maybe their physical ability have to catch up with that order.
Yeah.
You know, but
one of the knocks on him was he wasn't quick off the ball, right?
That's right.
If you're a gap eater and you you know, stop the. Do you necessarily have to be quick off the ball?
Yes, sir.
You still do?
Because you're reading heads. If this guy's trying to read, okay, I'm over the center. Let's make it simple. I'm over the center. If he comes to my right, I'm thinking, okay, he's trying to get over there to block me so they can get over to your right. Mm-hmm. You know, he's trying to get right here. If he can get right here, get his head right here and his hand right here, that's half the battle. Mm-hmm. Now I ain't got but one arm to deal with. But if you step right there and I step with you and jam you, now I got both hands free. Yeah. You know,
so that first step is just as important for a run stopper as it is for a pass rusher.
Especially when you got a center that can give you a head fake and you think it's going this way and he get a whole body on you.
They do that?
Oh, bruh.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I used to, especially the more fast linebackers. Then I'll take that head nod. They'll run over there. I got you. Got you.
Come on through. I got it.
I used to have a word I used to say. It used to be flabber F. Flabber F. You can figure what the F was, right? I just flabber F you.
So, well, I mean, Mazi was struggling with his quick start last year. Now he's going to have more weight to bulk around. Is that going to be an issue?
But this kid did it in college. Yeah. I mean, granted, pro players are a little bit quicker, a little bit smarter, but still, you read head, you see head moving, you take head. You know, you bow. You know, it's all about want to. Okay. That's all it is. Defense is about a want to, man.
There have been so many innuendos in this first 12 minutes that I have chosen not to stop any and say pause or call any of it out. But if you go back and just listen to this first 12 minutes of the show and okay. Yeah. The other thing before we go to break, since we're talking about Zim, he's going to be said he can be coaching from the sidelines. Quinn was up in the booth. As a player, does that matter? Do you like your coordinator to be one place or the other?
My position coach, which most all offensive linemen coaches are on the sideline. I think the more players you have control over, the more you need to be on the sideline. If you're over the linebackers, especially if you're over the defensive line or the offensive line, when we come off the field, we almost in unison of what we see. Now, we may have a tweak here and tweak there. Well, Coach, you said he would be right here, but he's a far outside 3. You know, how are we going to handle this? Do we going to block down and I come around, or do I still try to reach him? You know, and so the coach got a big picture. Okay, it's still over. Okay, but we got a backside guy that's leaking on the backside, that's kind of hanging on the backside. We'll just keep everything the same. No, we'll bring Tui down and we'll hit him with this play right here to make him line back up how we need him to line up. And that's what Coach is doing. You know, he said, okay, we're running an even defense, and that's both guards covered, both tackles covered, but we got a guy that's kind of heavy onto the inside when they kind of fake to the back. When they kind of strength to the other side, this guy on the backside kind of leak it because he want to pull a DeMarcus Lawrence and hit that gap. What do we do with that? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do we block out on this guy and run a wham block and push the hole out further, or do we just let our backside tackle just cut him?
And it's easier to do that from the sideline than it is upstairs,
because you don't want 5 guys running over. Hey, coach, and you trying to call a play, and they trying to tell you what's going on up in there.
Yeah.
Now, you'll see every now and then Parsons will come to the sideline and grab the headset, and that's him basically, run this, coach, run this.
Yeah. Set me free.
Set me free. You know, but if you're on that sideline, you can say, hey, man, get over here and sit down and let me find out what this defense is doing. Are they looking at the pictures? Are they looking at the tablets? That's even quicker now. Mm-hmm. And they say, okay, you need to get here, Nate. You need to get here, DeMarcus Lawrence. You need to get here. And he can line them up, and he can have his board. He can work magic from that sideline.
More communication, easier communication.
Easier, and because now you are always asking guys to get to the sideline quick. When your coach, your head coach, defensive coordinator is sitting there on the sideline, he gonna be telling, get over and get your water. He'll be on the get your water, get here, sit down, so we can get this thing done and get you lined up. You know.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, let's talk about the price of doing business with quarterbacks these days. Schedule came out. We're the first show to to be on since the schedule came out. So let's get into that when we come back, and then maybe if we have time for some other stuff, running back by committee, things.
Even
like
our
that.
preseason ain't gonna be easy.
We got the Trace Los in the preseason when we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan, or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan, or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of the People Show. We need to make this the People Show again. We don't have people on.
True. Yeah.
You get people back on, but it's hard to do when we're on once a week. There's just not enough time to
Derek,
talk to folks.
Derek Eagleton is our managing guy. He manages all of us, and he puts these shows in place. Chris Beam is getting more power by the day, but if you people will call in and just tell them on their show that we need to have more calls, that we need an extra day. It can be arranged.
A show for just the people. Well, then we're kind of stepping on Nick's toes because that's kind of his show. So.
Nick's a whole different. Nick is history, past, future, and present. Nick is a whole different show now.
By the way, the second segment brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. By the way, our entire show, we missed this in the beginning, is brought to you by Wingstop.
Yes.
I had Wingstop 2 nights ago, and it had been way too long, and it was just as delicious as I remember. They have a deal right now, which blows me away. The price of fast food now
really blows you away, huh?
It blows me away.
Okay.
You used to be able to get a combo meal for like $7-8.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you can't go through a drive-through for less than $11-12, right?
For real.
You can get 8 boneless or bone-in wings, fries, and a large drink for less than $12 at Wingstop.
Nice.
And it's delicious. So I
might do that tonight.
It's bone out. Because bones are always in wings. Yeah. So now it's bones out, not bone.
Bone out, not boneless.
Yeah.
Bone out.
Bone out, because you have to take the bone out.
The chicken's getting offended now that you call them boneless, and you got to say bone out.
Yeah, bone out.
Oh, man. So we're sponsored by Wingstop. Just
FYI, because
we missed that first. To kick it on word. Flavor gets its wings. Okay. What were you talking about? You were talking about something. I cut you off.
I ain't talking about that.
No, you were. What was he talking about, Kurt?
I don't know. It was chicken talk.
That's
He's talking about the People Show.
Oh, yeah, the People Show.
Well, that's
we don't want to make
Derek would not get mad because all it does is make him look good to the bosses.
I wouldn't get mad if I had an extra $10 a week.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me a bit. Chris, why don't you get on that?
Hey, you just let me know and I'll show up.
You hear that, Paul?
I'm already
Chris don't want
here.
another show.
No, he's like,
Man, no, it's all good. If
Long
we
as
have
y'all
any
don't-
time. Not today,
As long
though,
as you don't
obviously.
do it on Friday
It's
after
all
2
good.
o'clock.
It's all good.
I'm good.
Hey, if you guys want to do it Friday, I'll do it on Friday for y'all.
Shoot, I'm not.
No, I'm good.
So you think
There's
Dak-
a lot of people that work from home on Fridays.
Hey, Chris, let me ask
including
you
one
this
guy
question.
in the chair in there.
Chris, let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So do you think Dak gonna walk in and say, Jerry, I need to start this negotiation at $200 million?
No.
No.
Not when golf's getting 212.
No.
I think.
No, I'm just saying start at $200 million.
I think his agent probably.
Say 200.
I think his agent probably walks in there.
Texted Steven and Todd and said,
Oh, you know,
smiley face.
You know, Chris got the inside scoop. You know, Chris had the Netflix inside scoop. He had the Jimmy inside. So you know, Chris is on the inside of everything.
Yeah. Let's talk about the
I
schedule.
like my job though too.
Yeah.
You want to schedule first?
Let's do schedule first.
Okay,
There's
the
a lot to
schedule.
get to, and then we'll get to that.
Okay, well,
I love where your head's at.
yeah.
Yeah, see, don't do it. Don't do it. We're not doing the show
I
today.
love where your head's at.
So there's a
You're
great,
worrying me over there.
a great article on DallasCowboys.com by Patrick Walker. I love the way that he did this. He said notable schedule quirks just right off the jump. He did a couple of quick 2 paragraphs and then broke it down by kind of the little nuances of the schedule. And then I'll read these out to you, and then you guys tell me what jumped out to you. First off, this isn't on Patrick's. This is preseason, so nobody really cares. But you got the Los and Los preseason. Los Angeles Rams, Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers. Away, and home in the preseason. So go stay on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Go to training camp, catch a couple of games, come back here.
Real.
Take the month off. There you go. Bam, bam, bam. So notable schedule quirks, according to Patrick Walker. 9 home games, 6 primetime games, back-to-back primetime in weeks 4 and 5. No 3 home game stand. No 3-game road trip. Coast-to-coast travel, week 8 and 9. That's kind of a big deal. Mini bye week after Thanksgiving. And then 6 of the final 9 games are home games. So those were his main points. Was there anything, Kurt, that jumped out at you?
No, I think that back half of the schedule is a big help for the Cowboys. Like he said,
Yep.
6 of the final 9, actually 4 of the final 6 are also at home.
Yep.
And so, of course, the other shoe dropping is that they have a lot of road games in the beginning.
Yep. And if you look at that back half, that's probably the easiest stretch of your schedule.
Yeah.
So if you can get it going,
Yeah.
then you could be rolling going into the playoffs.
Yeah. But can they?
Nate's already covering up over
Yeah.
there.
Can they survive the your young rookie lineman? I guess.
Why are y'all ignoring this landmine? Why?
I know the middle of the lineup, week 5 through about from.
Week
one.
Oh, one. Well,
all
okay.
the way. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, I said
6,
the landmine at the
7.
beginning.
Lord,
Yeah.
it's 7.
Yeah.
If we have a team, by the time we get to Atlanta,
And these are some,
we will be lucky.
and you're talking about physical teams.
Yeah.
Cleveland is going to beat you up.
Yeah.
New Orleans is going to beat you up. Baltimore surely going to beat you. Derrick Henry is going to run.
Derrick Henry going to be like, I can see him running over before the game and hugging Mr. Jones, and Steven said, man, I'm going to show y'all what I should have got.
Shouldn't have passed.
Yeah.
You should. I bought a house there.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't even call. Then you got the Giants, which
Prime time. You never know. And a Thursday. So.
Let me say something.
Pittsburgh. And then you got
another playoff
maybe
team.
the most physical team in the league right now, Detroit.
Yep.
Thank goodness you get a bye early in the season. Then you go to San Francisco.
Yep.
Jamar, get your guys ready. What we need to do is not play none of our guys against the Los Angeles Chargers. None of them. Just have everybody putting them in the crowd chamber, massages. The regular season is only for the rookies. I mean, the preseason is only for the rookies.
You wouldn't even play any of your
Oh
any
my
of your
God!
bets
Because
at all?
when, bruh, Myles Garrett, have y'all seen this guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have y'all?
Have you seen how physically he looks like He's built like Aaron
him
Donald.
and Tyron.
But about 7 inches taller.
Him and Tyron Smith is the same guy.
Well, have you seen Myles Garrett on the basketball court?
No, I know he's elite. I know he's elite.
Like Tyron is the way they look, you're right. They look the same.
Physical specimens.
But the way he moves
is unique, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Y'all want to know what a
So would you? Is that like? How do I put it? I guess. Are you glad to get those tough games out of the way early, or would you rather have it switched?
Or would you rather ramp up?
Yeah.
Especially with two probably rookie offensive linemen, right?
Yeah.
Center's probably going to be at some point starting, and then and then Guyton's going to be starting.
Yeah.
Just throw him in the fire. Uh-oh, Nate's counting.
So
Nate's doing math. Watch out.
We got six games. 6 games, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. We have to be 4-3. That's how physical this is. And we don't know how good Atlanta's going to be with Kirk Cousins. Because this guy's streaky. He can catch on fire, at the right time. But I'm telling you, out of 7 games, we have to be 4-3.
I mean, it doesn't get real easy after that, because then you're home against the Eagles and Texans, who were both playoff teams last year. And then at Washington, and we don't know what they're going to be like.
Okay, Houston is coming to us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you good. Philadelphia is coming to us. That's good. The Washington Commanders, you don't know how good. We just got to play it by ear. They got the young kid from LSU. I'm hoping he don't catch on fire by then.
Right.
The New York Giants.
It's home for Thanksgiving. Should be good there.
Yeah, man, we got to be 4-3. We have to be 4-3. You cannot pass up San Francisco and go and go to Atlanta and not be.
You know what game?
Well, okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, of those first 7, which 4 are you winning?
That's what I'm saying. Somewhere you got to beat New Orleans.
New Orleans Giants.
You got to beat the Giants.
Yeah.
You got to beat the Steelers.
You got
even though you're going there, because Detroit ain't giving it up no more. Detroit is not. I'm telling you, when Detroit come here, they ain't finna take these chances they took last year. Mm-hmm. If they coach do that, I'm gonna be like, thank you, coach. You ain't gotten smart over the year.
You got to steal one somewhere.
You got to. And I don't know where you can steal it at because the 49ers is in our head.
Maybe at Cleveland, you might be able to steal that one first game of the year.
You at least have the Ravens at home.
I would say if you're going to steal one, that's the one you steal. Ravens are going to be tough. I think you can beat New Orleans. You can beat the Giants. I think you can beat the Steelers. Detroit's going to be really tough. And San Fran, unless they just have something that we don't know that they have this year.
Right.
San Fran owns you right now. So that's tough. You know what the most interesting game is to me? I'm glad y'all asked that question.
Yeah, tell us.
I think that Houston game's from a big picture perspective. I know it's not conference. I know it doesn't really mean anything. Yeah.
But for the rights of the state of
Houston
Texas.
has always been the Cowboys' little brother, except when they beat them, what was the first time they ever played or whatever. But Dallas everybody has thought of the Cowboys as the brand in Texas, right?
Right.
You got a young Houston team that's got some superstars on it, that's up and coming, that everybody's excited about. Houston's actually talking trash for once outside of baseball.
Yeah.
I think that's a big game from a pride perspective, from a Cowboy fan perspective, from a national perspective, because if Houston wins that game, I think for the first time, maybe ever, you start hearing Cowboys. Not only are they not America's team, they're not even Texas's team anymore. And I think that starts a narrative that you've never had to deal with around here. And I think it's a real possibility they can win that game, as to where before it was just like, even if the Texans win, it's not that big of a deal because the Cowboys are Texas's team, right? For sure. I think if they win that game, you could say we're kind of, we're not moving forward. We're kind of stagnant right now. Yeah. Now you get in the season, things may change, and
But
Houston's
missing,
on the come up,
brother. You missing the main reason. You did not name the main reason why they can beat us.
Why?
They got a quarterback.
Dude, he's
They got
he's
you
special.
mentioned everything else, but this dude is the reason they'll win that game. If they win that game, it's going to be because of their quarterback.
And that's another point. They have a quarterback that's locked in for several years.
And he's
that's their
ascending,
future.
bro.
We have one that we have no idea if he's the future here or not, or if he can get you through that big game. So that's another. There's so many storylines in that game. It doesn't mean a lot because it's out of the division, out of the conference, and everything. But to me, that's a really, really, really interesting.
Monday night. That'll be fun.
That'll be a
They
fun
got
one.
7 games, bro. It's a landmine.
So interesting. The Browns have the toughest strength of schedule in the league at .547% winning percentage, which that's kind of unfair. The Browns, I guess, because they're in that division, they got to play all those teams twice. That's probably why they're the toughest. Cowboys are tied for 12th with the Rams, Jets, and 49ers.
Surprises me a little. I thought they'd be higher up. I thought they had a tougher.
The Cowboys?
Yeah,
I did too.
It's first place
They just
schedule.
ain't giving our. They ain't giving our conference. They ain't giving our division. Love.
And you hear that they're 12th, so they're almost middle of the pack. But then you look at it on paper and you're like, how?
Exactly.
Like with everybody they play. Yeah. But it comes down to what you said. They're not giving a lot of. They're not giving a lot of consideration to the Eagles, the Commanders, and the Giants.
Yes,
it's all out of conference, which we'll see.
And then they looked at us and saw we did nothing during free agency.
Yep.
And they play the NFC South, which was a kind of a down year for them last year. So you're assuming they're same.
Any other gotchas or anything else that surprised you or stands out to either one of you guys?
Yes.
What's that?
The first 7 games.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised that we had so many home games in the back half, like kind of mentioned. So
they know they're gonna have to heal up.
Yeah.
This is John. Like, look at him, man. Y'all got us on this first half, but y'all better make sure we get a chance to heal up in the second half.
And the bye week is a little early.
A little bit.
Does that hurt you?
Well,
No. After that landmine, they're going to need some rest.
Especially with 49ers the next week. So
yeah.
That game on the 29th at Philly, that could be a huge one.
Yep. Chris, anything jump out at you? Anything you like or don't like about it?
From my standpoint, this is only a personal thing. There's really only one cold weather game, if you really look at it.
At Philly?
At Philly in December. I mean, Carolina could get a little cold, maybe rainy.
Maybe at Washington in November, late November, but probably not that
I don't
bad.
know about that. So, we don't have a Thursday night game after Thanksgiving, which we have had in the past.
Yeah.
We I think it's like 3 of the last 4 years we've had that Thursday night game after Thanksgiving. It's a Monday night game, so we actually get an extra day. Actually, so you
2 Monday nights this year. Huh?
Yeah, 2 Monday nights is another thing. That's first time in a while. So. Yeah. I like the back half of the season because usually that's when you're a little beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got, 6 of 9 at home.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And your back half starts with, let's say, Philly at home, Houston at home, at Washington, New York at home, Cincy at home. Cincy's going to be tough if Burrow stays healthy. At Carolina, Tampa at home, at Philly, and then Washington at home. None of those scare me. Cincy will be good.
After the first 7 games, we're gonna find out what scared you.
Yeah.
You talk about
it could be bad. It could be bad this year in the beginning.
We in the past, like Chris was saying, we'd have that Thursday game after Thanksgiving, so we'd be playing like 12 games or 3 games and like 12. I don't know what it is. Anyway, but you look on the front end of Thanksgiving. I mean, they're at Monday night at Houston, and then it's a quick turnaround to Sunday at Washington, and then you got to come back home that Thursday. So it's that little run there we say they're missing the back end Thursday after Thanksgiving, but the 2 games before Thanksgiving aren't any picnic either.
Yeah, you just gotta, like Nate said, you have to survive. You have to be within 1 or 1.5 or 2 games of the division into the bye week. You can't,
You can't be
You can't be 3 games out going into the bye week. You just got to hang in there.
The run is going to be too hard.
Yeah, you got to hang in and cross your fingers and hope for because at Cleveland, New Orleans, you got them at home, Baltimore, the Giants, Pittsburgh, Detroit. That's tough, man. That's tough.
Here's
Pittsburgh on the road. That's not a cakewalk either. At night.
You want to know the Eagles' first 7 games?
Yes, I would love to know the Eagles' first 7 games.
Home against the Packers, they open up. Then they're home against the Falcons.
The Packers game, I wouldn't say a home game. It's in Brazil, actually.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, that's right. So they got that funky thing.
Brazil.
And then home against Atlanta, at the Saints, at the Buccaneers, bye week. Then home against Cleveland and at the Giants. So they're
they got to eat pretty easy.
Yeah, their start of their schedule is a little easier. So yeah, you got to keep pace.
Got to keep pace. All right, let's keep pace and take our last break. When we come back, we'll talk about the price of doing business and running back by committee. We come back, hanging with the boys.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
James Wright here, your 2022 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year. You know how much I love my Cowboys, and I am thrilled to be talking to you about the 2023 Fan of the Year award presented by Captain Morgan. We're looking for the ultimate Cowboys fan to spice up the game. That means you eat, sleep, and breathe the Dallas Cowboys. If that's you, or if you know someone like me, then go to DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year, and you could win tickets to Super Bowl 58 and so much more. Enter today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of the show, brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw, the official dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Where's that membership at, Chris? Still working?
He came in, chatted it up. He was talking about
I
this.
did.
Yeah.
Talked with Nikki about it. We're trying to get you a membership.
All right, you've been saying that for 3 weeks. It's okay. I don't have time for that anyway.
Please.
Are you sure?
No, I mean, try to get it. I doubt I go out on any dates, but I mean, try to get it. I like free. Anything free, I'll try out. Sure. So, yeah. And then I'll plug it on the show, let you guys know what I think about it. All right. Let's talk about, you wanted to talk about Dak. Let's talk about your boy Zeke first. McCarthy said they'll use running back by committee. No player's really expected to get 200 touches this year. Zeke's probably going to be around the 10 to 15 touch range, which I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I am interested to see how they distribute the rest of the touches, because I don't know if you have my worry this year at running back is you don't have a home run hitter. You don't have anybody that once they get to that second level scares you to break a 30, 40 yarder. I think your longest run from scrimmage might be 15 to 20 yards, and that's only going to happen a couple of times this year.
Yeah, that's like we talked about last year. It's like, does anybody scare another defense? Is the defense opponents?
Will you ever see
scared?
Will you ever see 8 in the box?
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't know. So I think that sounds good. 10 to 15 touches for Zeke. What do you think, Nate? That's your guy.
I tried to tell my brother Jesse, 3 weeks ago. Coach has been in this area before, backs by committee, and he started in Green Bay. He was one of the few guys back 20 years ago was doing this. So Zeke is okay with that. He's a little bit older. He's going to be some games where he may touch it a little bit more or a little bit less, but Coach will figure it out. And if we need to go get a home run guy, I think we can go get one. But
and who's out there though?
You never know, bro.
There's a few guys.
And then another thing,
I think so.
it's gonna take some time for our offensive line to gel. So especially with this meat grind of a schedule. So we'll see. You know, I just believe that give the Cowboys a chance. I think Coach McCarthy can figure it out. I really do. As long as we have CD Lamb, I'm okay.
Yeah.
For this year,
For this year,
let's talk about contracts. So, CD's up this year? Next year, right?
Yeah, but he's can do his 5th year. They're trying to extend him, and he's set out, the voluntary workouts. He'll probably sit out the voluntary OTAs. So they're trying to work out an extension.
And then Micah, they picked up the 5th-year option on him, right?
Yeah, if he'll be going through this next year, unless he pulls a Zeke and tries to push it this year, but I don't think he can.
And then you got Dak that's up now this year, and the price. It seems like, well, it doesn't seem like, the longer you wait, every year positions go up. They never stop. They never go back, right? Yeah. So by not signing these guys early, which they used to do that quite a bit, and it seems like that's kind of stopped the last few years. You're letting them all get to the end of their deals, and I get it if you want to see how they're playing or how they're doing, but it just seems like they should try to lock these guys. It feels like, and it always feels like everybody's doing it better than we're doing it, right? Because it's your team. But it feels like you look at the Eagles, you look at other teams. It feels like they're always locking these guys up in their 3rd year, or they're getting them in a long-term deal early so they get them at a better price.
Yeah.
So Jared Goff signed for what was his deal?
4 years, $212 million with like $170 million guaranteed.
That guaranteed money's big, man.
Yeah, like $53 million a year.
So I would put Dak above Jared Goff as far as talent, regular season talent, right? Winning games, decision making, playoffs. I think that's probably the only knock on Dak, and the only reason why he hasn't been signed to a long-term deal is because the playoff success hasn't been there, right? That's the only reason why this is even an issue, or why he's even at the bargaining table right now, because if you would have won a few playoff games, you would have locked him up 2 years ago, right? So regardless of what you think about Dak, regardless if you want him here or not, by Jared Goff signing that deal, Dak's price just went up again. And it's going to continue to go up as new guys get signed. So what are we doing? Like, are we going to let, are we going to let this guy walk? Or are we going to lock him up? Or are we letting him play out this year? Because I'm afraid if you let him play out this year, like, I don't know if you can get him back. Because somebody's going to, the way they're spending money this year, which is none, somebody's going to pay him big money, no matter what you think about him. Look at Kirk Cousins. And I would say Dak is better than Kirk Cousins, right? Or, as Nate says, they're the same guy. Yeah. They're brothers, right? But, like, he's going to get paid a lot of money if he even sniffs free agency.
Right.
And if I'm him, I'm like, I'm good with that. I'm good. Best case scenario, I stay here, and I'm comfortable here. I have a house here. I have a family here. I'm good. Worst case scenario, I get paid. I go play 7-8 more years, and then I can always come back. So, what's y'all's opinion on what's going on with the quarterback here?
A mess, that's for sure. I mean, you look at, even if he signs elsewhere next year, I think he's got like a $40 million cap hit here. I mean, it's still handcuffing you. So, I think they're in a position where they have to get a deal done. And they've said, Steven says that it's a priority. Right. They want to get it done. I think Dak wants to stay. So, I don't know. It's just the agents, they all, I think the same agents, same guys all work together or whatever, So, I don't know. I don't know what the holdup is, but I sure wish they'd get it done, get it out of the way.
Yeah, it takes two to make a contract.
True.
Right?
I mean, it's Dak
so they may be way over here and going, no, our guy needs this much, and the Cowboys are a little more realistic about the market.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think he's asking for at least 60 a year.
Wow, and just 4 years ago,
he could have had him for 25.
Yeah,
and they said no.
Wow. What do you think, Nate? You're being really quiet.
Sign CD Lamb. Sign CD,
Is
baby.
it time to go with the young quarterbacks and build around him instead of hoping your quarterback can carry him?
I said a couple of weeks ago, man, Dak is who he is. And I think the better talent he has around him, the better he is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the bottom line. And, I'm not going to move off that. So if you have CeeDee Lamb, this offensive line can gel and give him a good running game so they can have a 60-40, either 55-45 run-pass ratio or pass-run ratio. I think it relieves Dak of a lot, and then you just make your decision from that point. But if you saying, okay, Dak is our guy, he can tote us through hell or high water, you got to rethink that. Hell or high water is the playoffs, and then he hasn't gotten us through that. So you have to really sit down and have that conversation with your ownership. As far as the coach, Mr. Will McClay and Mr. Jones and Stephen Jones, you have to have that conversation. Is this truly this guy? Is he our future? Or are we satisfied with 10, 11, 12, maybe 12 wins in the regular season, and then just it's a toss-up during the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
You got to make that decision.
Yep. I think that's where they're at. It's like,
yeah.
What do we do? The scary part is if he's not here, then what?
Yeah, instead of a 12-win season, you might be looking at a 6-win season. So.
Right.
You rebuilding.
You got to draft, right?
Yeah, you rebuilding. You've been fortunate.
You hope Trey Lance is ready or something.
You've been fortunate to have Tony Romo, now Dak.
Mm-hmm.
The
unknown is scary.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even if you draft, that's 50-50, and that's if you can move up high in the first round. And and lower you get, the less those odds are. And it's like, here we go again. Yeah. We were all, a lot of us were fans when.
I saw something that was like, in Jerry Jones's 3 years or whatever of ownership, 30 more, and whatever it is, he's only had like 5 seasons with bad quarterbacks. That was the early 2000s. Really? You went from Aikman, then you had Romo, and then Dak, and there was that little 4 or 5 year stretch in between. Or
Quincy and Chad Hutchinson.
So we've been real fortunate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people forget really quick.
Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah. People forget really quick what that's like. At least now you have hope. You have a chance.
Right.
Every game you have a chance. There were some years where you had no chance. And it was just like, okay, at least this year you don't really get pissed off to the playoffs, right? Used to, you're pissed off after week 3.
Yeah.
You're like, here we go again, And I don't think they want to go down that road. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. So it should be a fun season. Schedule's out. Go check it out. DallasCowboys.com.
I feel like I'm in a butcher shop, man. And
Why?
Dude got this sludge hammer just beating his steak, man. Beating his
I
big
thought you were going to say something
7
else.
games.
Beating something else.
Yeah, I ain't beating on that, bro.
Kurt, good seeing you. Jesse, get back in here, man. We miss you. Jesse will be back. Said he'll be back next week. Nate, glad you're doing good, moving around good. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Jazz, thanks for keeping Chris company. What's my man's name? Josh, thanks for keeping us up on all the social channels and podcast networks. We will be back next week. ACM's tonight. Check them out. Live from the Star.
Sure enough.
Anybody going?
No.
No?
What's the ACMs?
Academy of Country Music Awards.
Okay, yeah. Well, I ain't a country like guy, so I'm sorry. Y'all have enjoy yourselves.
Tell us how it is.
I won't be
it's great. It's whatever Mr. Jones and connect with. It is great.
I may watch it on TV.
Yeah,
but that'd be about it. So
nice.
We will be back next Thursday. Anything going on this week? Between now and then?
No.
OTAs next week.
OTAs.
Football will be in the air.
Football on the football field.
Let's go.
right.
We'll be back next week. We'll see you then.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!